Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, if my mic is on, and it should be, welcome to the new year. We are back after a 2-week break. I hope you all had a wonderful new year and Christmas period or holiday period, as we are back for round 10 already of this championship. We're getting near the final stages of this season, and we arrive back in Hungary. We have 17 drivers. It is a normal round this time, and I am alone on the comms, so this will be a bit of a challenge, but hopefully we'll get right to it. And I should be informed, because I already struggled with the controls setting this all up again on the stream, so hopefully the race will go a bit better and we'll get used to it again. I almost forgot we had to start again this week. I still thought we were on a break. Time flies. But let's see. We've got Snellenk, Danos, Matti, Smith, Rauchens. He's back. You can see the RPM name tag as well. He used to drive for us, but he's now reserving in the Aston Martin. And we got Leaky, Smith, Kieran, Tonchek, Kui, Beertje, Cavalis, Ivor, Chaos. I saw him in chat as well. Good evening to you. Dino, Rodo, Rusty, and Lost Glader. Now, I think Glader might be a reserve, because normally Inorganic is driving that car, but it seems like he is still on a Christmas break or New Year's break. But a lot of drivers have turned up again, which is nice to see, of course. Hungary, I like the track. Myself, I'm going to the 2024, so this year, the Grand Prix, sitting on the Verstappen stand, which is on the main straight. So, but we are going away for a week, enjoying the city as well, which is nice. And well, let's see. I haven't gone last year, or I haven't been in Hungary ever. So hopefully it is quite nice. The races and the qualifyings have been fun the past couple of years. So hopefully it should be alright then. Let's see. This maybe gives me an indication on how things could be, but I do like this track. It's a classic one, you could say. I think it's been there on the calendar for quite a long time now. Difficult to overtake, but the type of corners is more of what I like. It's challenging, but not a street circuit, which I'm not very good at actually. But let's see, what was the first one on the lap then? I think it might be one of the Ferraris. No, it is one of the McLarens then, probably. No, they are on an outlap. Hills is on an outlap. Mercedes, then Aston Martin. Cowley is on an outlap. Williams, Tonchek then, probably. Yeah. And Glader has rejoined, which is allowed, of course. Tonchek then the first one to set a lap time in the final sector now then. And I always check somewhere where the Brazilian flag is, or a bit to the right is where I will be seated, so a nice position. But to the line, it's a 17.1 to start the first lap of this year. Matthew retired, he crashed out unfortunately, seems like. Then Danos now across the line. Can he go quicker? Nope, it's a 17.6, then a Ferrari behind. I think it's his teammate Ivers gone to 17.8, so now a lot of gap between the both Ferraris then. Rusty's gone to a 17.4. He is still third in this championship. But then Kieran, of course, in P2 in the championship. Let's see, he goes quickest. It's a 16.7. Now the championship leader, or no, it's Leaky, the other Mercedes, and he's gone to 17.9. Then we got Snellenk. Is he as fast as his name is? Up to P5. And then it is Gino, I think. But yeah, I've been talking to Smith in the new year, and he seems to be practicing his rally skills. So let's see if that will make him even faster through the corners. Dino goes to P2, making it a McLaren front row, but here's Smith on the mediums. It's a 17.8, so he's a bit behind now. But of course he's on the slower tire. Carroll is 17.9. And then it's Roda. Roda is back after missing a round. Can he challenge for the front row? He goes 2 thousandths ahead of Dino there, and he does go to the front row. But is it enough to stay there? That's the question. Then we watch his teammate Chaos, who's I think is about to start his lap. But he's not pushing. Let's see if someone else is on a push lap. I think most of them are on an in lap. Which means Kieran now quicker, so maybe he's found his form again. The brake has reset him, and this gives me a time to have a look at the standings. Because I haven't done so, to be honest. Let's see. Oh, I need to find the... Where is it? Oh yeah, championship division standings. Then we go to the drivers championship, and keeping an eye on someone. The guys on track. I think not really. Someone is pushing, potentially Chaos, but yeah, Chaos is on the left. We'll follow Chaos and or Beertje probably. Beertje is further ahead, so we'll follow Beertje for a second then. But Smith is leading by 58 points ahead of Kieran, and then behind him is Rusty with 14 points, and then Matti and Tonček both equal on 66. NX6 not here, he's 4 points behind, and Rodo is 1 point behind that. So the midfield is very close. The biggest gap in the midfield is only 10 points between drivers. That says enough about how close it is. And Beertje going to P5, but let's see. Chaos stays in P13, and Mercedes are leading though by a big margin ahead of McLaren, and then Alfa Romeo in P3, then Red Bull P4, Williams is in P5, AlphaTauri somehow, I don't know, I think Smith will be watching this, and I think he keeps count of the points. It says AlphaTauri have 132 points, and they're in P6, and Red Bull have 122 points, and they're in 4th. So I think they need to switch around. I'm not sure, because Williams is also ahead of AlphaTauri, and they have less points than AlphaTauri. But then Alpine in P7, bit unlucky, 87 points only. Then Ferrari in P7, P8 with 70 points is what I was about to say. Then Haas, and then Aston Martin, only 27 points so far. But let's see. And hello, Mr. Ivor, hope you are doing well. Rauchens then is also on a lap, or Glader, but he invalidated. Rauchens back in the Aston Martin, needs to earn, or is still on the reserve list, so he will work his way up probably to a full-time seat maybe next season, because the season is almost over, to be fair. But he currently goes up to P5, just behind Tonček, who is also on the lap, and he's flying. And let's follow him. Tonček showing some strong pace in the past couple of races. 4th in the championship, but a big gap, to be fair to Rusty. I think it's like 60 or 70 points. Oh, you're NX6, if you can have an in. I don't know if I have you on the as a friend list. Maybe you need to, if you can check quickly, then I can keep my eyes on the screen, and then if you let me know, then that will be fine. But Tonček in the meantime up to P1. It's a big improvement, 16.4, and it's 3/10 ahead of Kieran, and Kieran will see that as well. Then it's another Aston Martin who was just starting his lap, and a McLaren, which is Dino. No one else really on the lap apart from Rusty or Danos. Danos is near the end of the lap. He's up 3.5 tenths. Could see himself jump up maybe into the top 4 or 3 if he gets a good final sector. The best would be to contact Smith or Rusty NX6 if you want to have it in the fight. Danos moves up to P7, so yeah, his 3.5 tenths is what he gained, and didn't make him up, or didn't get him a position higher than P7. The Mercedes cars are starting their laps. Then it's a McLaren, which is still Kieran and Rusty, but Rusty I think backed out of it. Yeah. And who's that then? It looks like one of the Williams, or it is Tonchek. He's gone in again. Cavalis, is that the one on a run? He's on a run. He's 5 tenths up. Could see himself get into the top 8. And let's see. He moves up to P7, 10 thousandths of a second ahead of Danos, who's gone wide here. And McLaren coming across the line. That is Dino, and Dino has moved up to P2, 1 tenth behind, and the Ferrari is gonna cross the line. That might be Ivor. I don't know if he improved or he's just starting his lap. I think he's starting his lap. Then the Alpines, is it Rodo? It is Rodo. Rodo's 3 tenths up. Could see himself get to P2 potentially. No, it's 2 tenths. He loses a bit in the final sector there compared to his previous time. Kieran is not up on his time as well. Snellenk up to P3, 16.6. And Leakey up to P6, 16.8 as well, 5 thousandths of a second behind Rodo. And Smith, 16.6 as well. But what can Kieran do to the line? Kieran doesn't improve, I think. Which means he's P5, but Tonchek with an incredible lap now, 16.4. He was the first one to set his lap time for basically run 2, and he has kept that, which is a good, nice to see. But Dino then ahead, NX6 is in this race, which is nice to see as well. And with that makes it 18 drivers. Smith just behind Dino, but he's in a nice position. Snellenk then just behind that, and a small gap to Kieran, then to Rodo. Leakey. Routjens is in P8. Rusty dropped down to P9 in the meantime. Cavill is in P10. He finishes the top 10. Then we got both Ferraris outside of the top 10, and one of them is facing the wrong way. That's a nice drift. Got some tactics from Smith there, it seems like. I think Chaos made a mistake because he was on my lap. Let's switch to Glader then. Hasn't set a previous lap time, so nothing to compare that with. And he does a 16.9 that makes him jump up to the top 8 of in P8. And I see Inorganic in the chat saying Happy New Year to everyone. I've been feeling really rough. Ah, that's not nice to hear. So hopefully everything will be better soon. But good luck to Kieran and Rusty. Yeah, Rusty currently in P10, Kieran in P5, both championship rivals. So he's wishing luck to them both. They might need it. But Chaos then starting another lap. I don't know if Ivor's on the lap. I don't think he is. We follow Chaos then. Currently P15 and 19.0. He needs 2.4 sec or 2.6 to get pole position. But let's see how what he can do just finishing the lap. And can he get himself into the top 10? He's 2 tenths quicker in the first sector, and that is promising. If he can keep this up, he gains 6 tenths. Oh, it's a bit of a moment there uphill. Then the chicane tricky to take, but he takes them cleanly. Keeping within the lines here. This is always, you have to be a bit patient here. And then the fast corner, watch out for the track limits. He does that nicely. He's up 8 tenths, so that's a big improvement in that middle sector. Can he improve in the final one as well? The long sort of hairpin. And oh, drifting out of the final corner. And let's see to the line if he's lost a lot of time because of that. Yeah, he lost about more than a second there which is very unfortunate as NXX is starting his lap time. Now we don't know how much he's practiced, but we will follow him for a run as everyone else behind him is still on their out laps. But let's see, can he mix himself up with the guys in the front? That will be nice. But grip position is quite crucial here, so we will see some guys push to the limits. Of course, track limits is a big part here as well. 27.4 is the first split sector of sector 1. Let's see. Through the chicane here. Bit later Apex than Chaos did. And through here, using all of the road available on the curbs, keeping within the lines. That is nice to see. 54.9, and that is a purple sector 2, it says. But let's see if it will be purple come the end of this lap. And he only has one shot, so he needs to make it count now, because he doesn't have the time to re-go again. Or he could do a use softs, but I don't think he will. To the line then, it is a 16.9. He moves up to P9, just ahead of his teammate. And then we got the final runs of Tonček. Now Tonček will just be starting his lap. Dino invalidated, and then everyone else on an out lap. Bearch is on a lap round. Is on the lap, and I think he might be the first one. I think everyone else is still on an out lap, so we'll follow Routins then. He was up 1/10, could see him getting into the top 10, maybe jump ahead if he can gain another 10th to potentially even be a 6, is that how close it is. It isn't a big improvement. Rusty out of this one. And then it is Bearch up 3/10. He could see himself get into the top 5 then. It's 16.87, 1,000 behind of Rodo. He just put himself in between Leaky and Rodo there, which is quite surprising as the gap was 5,000 of a second. But then the first one is Kieran, but he is on an out lap. Then it's NXX again. And he's pushing for 2 laps. So he's gone quickest then, but it's 16.3. Where did that came from? I have no idea, but it is quick. And let's see, is that Leaky coming around? It is Leaky coming around. And that was the NXX final lap. Leaky to the line. He's taking a very short line. It's 16.6. Moves himself up ahead of his teammate. Then the Ferrari is running of Iver, and then it is Tonček is going in. Tonček is not improving. Rodo moves up to P3, 16.4, but Smith is just starting his lap, and is it enough time? He does have enough time to just go for it again. Oh, when that is Bearch. Tonček has retired. Routins has lost his wing. Cavalis is improved, I think, or is just going for another lap. But then it's Dino. Dino goes quick at 16.3 as well, just ahead of Tonček. It's 27,000 of a second currently, and NXX can't improve because I think the timer is over now. Glader then to the line, 5/10 up. He goes quick as 16.1. Where did that came from? Out of nowhere. Now Kieran is also improving, but is it enough? Kieran, oh, 1/10 behind. He moves himself up to P2 though, and Glader is a reserve, so this is a good position for Kieran. McLaren's are looking strong here. Ahead of NXX. Tonček won't be improving. Rodo unfortunately isn't improving. Leaky isn't improving. But where is Smith? Smith is up 4.5 That could see him get to pole position, you know. Oh, if his final sector is going to be working for him. Is it enough? He needs 5/10. He was 4.5 up. If he gains 1/10 in the final sector, it will be enough for pole position, and it is not enough for pole position. It is just behind Lost Glader, and Kieran 0.08 of a second behind Smith. Look at the gaps in the front here. Unbelievably close. Let's see if someone is on the lap. Stellank is not going for it, and Bearch is not going for it. This is the final result, and Glader on pole position with an amazing final sector, I think, because he was up 5/10 and all of a sudden jumped up 8. Lost Glader, the reserve, is in first. Then Smith, the championship leader, ahead of his championship rival Kieran in P3, Dino is in P4, NX6 in P5 ahead of his championship rival Tonchek, as they're both equal in points. Rodo in P7, good job from him. Leaky in P8, but don't underestimate the gaps because it is very close. Leaky is in P8, Snellenk is in P9, Beertje is P10, then the both of the Aston Martins line up for row 6 of the on the grid. P11, P12, Rusty is 13th and Danos is 14th, just ahead of his teammate Ivor in 15th. And then Chaos in P16, Matty, watch out for him in the race as well. He's in 17th after his crash early on, and Gui is in 18th. So we got 18 drivers, and this is the results. Then you can have a look at it one more time. But Chaos saying he's rubbish around here and don't like the track. Oh well, just hopefully stay in the race and get points for P12, you know, because that's points are points in this. Yeah, if you finish P12 or higher, of course. But yeah, 1.3 or 1.4 technically separating the top 15, which is quite close actually. It's only half a second between the top 9. So we're waiting for the grid. It looks like a sunny Hungary. I hope that is the case as well when I go there in July, mid-July. So hopefully. Still waiting. And there we are. Formation lap is on. Let's see the strategies. I have no idea about the strategies, so let's see what everyone has picked. So top 4 is on medium. They are on the same strategy. NX6 going aggressive on the softs. Don't check on the mediums. Rodo, Leaky on the hards. Interesting. Gui's on the hards as well. Same for Rusty. I don't know if the hards work around here, but looking at it, I think we will, or it is a 2-stop with soft mediums or medium softs, or we will see some guys going for the 1-stop, sorry, soft mediums or medium softs, but or guys will go for the 2 stops, the ones who've started on softs, or hope for a safety car of some sort, which is quite likely around here, I think. Then almost everyone else is on the mediums, and we got Beertje and Snellenk for softs as well. So 2 hard runners ahead of 2 soft runners, and they will probably be under pressure then, Leaky and Rodo. But it is 35 laps ahead of us. About 45 minutes, I think, if we finish it in one go. Of course, there could be red flags, there could be safety cars, there could be virtual safety cars of some sort, which delay this race, but we will see. Hopefully everyone can make it to the finish line and we'll see a great race. I try to capture as much as I can of this race because I'm on my own, of course. As Gui is about to line up on his position, we see the green flags being waved there up front, which means the track is clear. We're waiting to see from behind, as we see 5 red lights right now. They're coming on and they're off for the first time in 2024, and it looks like one of the McLarens, or both of the McLarens, have a good start, and then it's Kieran in the middle, but NXX on those mediums. We said it, he has a good launch, but seems like he is still ahead. Oh, and NXX gone right the outside. The McLaren's losing some positions to Tonchek as well. Leaky losing some ground. Same for Roto. We focus quickly behind, but then back to the front as NXX is putting pressure on Glader, immediately launching from that 5th position, almost up into the lead. And Tonchek also had a good start, moving up 2 positions on those mediums. Let's see if everyone else behind is gone through quite cleanly then. Matty's moved up some positions, Chaos has moved up, and the Ferraris clearly lost out then, as they're almost lost, both of them. But that was an amazing start from NXX around the outside. That seemed to be the strategy there. Late braking, and the McLarens were a bit tangled together, which meant that someone could go up the inside. Oh, there's a collision between Rauchens and Chaos, as NXX has gone past. I missed that. I saw it in the timing screen, but I was about to switch. And NXX is now past, and he's on the softs, and he can push. Free air is so important around here. And that is lap 1 completed. We have just started this race, and we see that the top 7 are in a nice sort of train. Then behind, Rodo's making a move on Leaky, retaking his position. But Leaky's not giving up around the outside. The Mercedes, he slots behind. Then Rusty and Cavalis, and Rusty's had a good start as well. And Beertje, surprisingly on those softs, lost out of position. Lost out 2 positions actually, compared to his teammate who jumped up 4, which is quite surprising. Of course, the midfield is always some sort of chaos or battle, as Chaos is actually in the pits going to the hard. Same for Daniel, so he might have been involved in some contact, but the timetables are screwing up. But look at the gap NXX has on Glader, and Glader is really holding everyone up here now. And NXX is flying away. And let's see. Can Smith get past? No DRS. He saved up all of his ERS though. And NXX with a 119.4 is gained 1.5 seconds on these guys. 2 seconds actually. Smith is not going for it. I would have gone for it. Then behind Snelling. Oh, he's made contact with the McLaren of Dino, I think, who's now facing the right way again. I thought he would almost go bowling there, but he didn't. And now Roto around the outside. He's waiting for a move. Matty's gone up. Rusty's dropping a lot of positions now, but there was contact between Snelling and Dino, and the stewards will probably have a look at that. It looked like Dino was about to make a move on Kieran, and then Snelling gone right behind them, hit him, or they collided. I don't know. Couldn't see that too well. But then again, we'll follow back to the front. And how long does NXX his tires well have the grip to control the front at the front, because I'm not familiar with the tire wear, but I do know it's high around there. But we see some train forming here in the middle. Matty being the end of it, as the DRS is enabled now. Let's switch back to the front. Here comes Smith. He doesn't want to lose any time now. He will have the DRS for the next part as well, because it is a double DRS zone. but look at the exit Glader has, but he needs to have that because Stonchek is right behind them. And does Stonchek have a good run? He's going around the outside here. That is a bold move if you can make that work. Does he? He's going around the outside. Oh, he stays within the lines. Beautiful move up to P3. And he stays ahead of Glader. Tino is behind that. Caval is just, I think, moved up a position, and Matty as well. So Leaky now under pressure from Matty. Matty moving up the positions, but he's now under pressure from Birche again. So try to keep up with all the fighting that's happening. But of course in those opening laps the gaps are very close, which is not helping me, but yeah, I guess just have to stick with it. And let's see. Here we got the McLarens and the Red Bull again. Snelling this time choosing the outside option, but Kieran is letting Dino pass, but he's now getting overtaken by Snelling as well. Kieran doesn't have any DRS, so he couldn't defend, but he didn't want to hold up his teammate who does have DRS, but he's now lost 2 positions in 1 corner basically. But he's still on that almost full ERS. And he hasn't figured that out yet, the button where it is, even in the new year after the break. Yellow flag, Glader's retired. Oh, he's lost it there on the exit, and it's a safety car. And unfortunately Glader, his strong start has all been undone now in quali and in the race. Yeah, he was a reserve, so he would have been removed from the settings anyway, but still. But it is a safety car, and I don't know if this is what NXX wants or what is helping him, because he of course can go in, but I think 30 laps on the hards are quite a long distance, probably going medium. But I think he's definitely going in. No, he's staying out. Ooh, he's tricking me. Smith staying out, Tonchek is staying out, Dino is staying out, Snelling is going in. So he is not making any gambles there in that regard, and Leaky is in, same for Birche. So Leaky is quite, speeding under the safety car. That's annoying, a drive-through. I think Snelling, oh yeah, it looked like he changed his wing as well, but I don't think he did. But Leaky switched to the medium, so he will definitely need to go in again, which is surprising starting on the hards, but I guess that's his strategy. But all NXX's work has been undone now, and I don't know what his tire was looking like, but if it is high, which I don't think should be the case after 5 laps, but you never know, then he could be under some real pressure at the restart. Sorry, I was just doing something for school there for a bit, as that's still going on again. But we don't have any questions of some sort to keep us entertained, so if you have any questions, of course, or any guesses, you can easily make them. The betting channel is still open even this year. For all your wins, you can go to RPM Jones. He will collect those. But I heard Smith is also involved in the winning bets, as of course he's gained a lot of money since winning those races. So if you need anything, you can always ask them. Definitely don't go past Inorganic because he will jinx you. But although the curse seems to have lifted a bit in the past seasons, but there was a strong curse that you didn't want Inorganic to bet on you, because that would have been, he put a curse on you. We all know about the commentator's curse, so I'm not gonna say anything. Ah, yeah, the pace of the car, that's true. Maybe he released the sandbags off of it this season, or this new year. Or he's been getting into shape as well. That could be the case after the nice dinners and food over the break, which makes it quicker, of course. But yeah, they hit the wall button. I gladly asked Alpine if they could get removed it. Now they do have some French engine problem button, but I seem to have avoided that just yet. But let's see, the safety car is in. We're going back for the restart, which will start on lap 8. And he's gone quite early actually, he's gained about a second gap almost. And Smith is under pressure from Tonček. Smith needs to defend instead of looking ahead. Is Tonček launching up the inside? No, he's staying behind, but Rodo is going around the outside of Kieran. Kieran has been caught napping there at the restart. He's losing another position, but oh, Tonček overtaking Smith. Smith definitely struggling on the exit then there. I was looking at the another gap. Cavill is now to P7 after some guys going in ahead of him, as Snellenk is also in, switching to the hard, so I don't know why he did that then. But let's see. NX6 is gone. He's got a 1 second gap to Tonček, who had a great restart actually. And Dino putting pressure on Smith as well. But let's see. Matty's also closed in now, so he's not that far off the fight here. And he has some good pace around it, it seems like, which might help him. But let's see, Tonček now half a second behind NXX, so Tonček really pushing. And he definitely has some pace compared to NXX, because he's now trying to line up. He's only using the slipstream, no ERS usage. Same for Smith, I think. But Tonček is strength. Exit of this corner. He's gaining some time, but it is not enough just yet. And let's see. The top 8 are quite close to each other. Then there's a bit of a gap to Rusty, who's on the hard, so it's not a shame to be a bit slower on those tires, as he will have the pace near the end of the race compared to those medium runners. And of course a bit harder to get temperature into the tires. Now it seems like it is a sunny day, but it works different of course. Tonček seems to be losing a bit in the middle sector, and then he seems to be gaining it in the final sector. Could be setup dependent of course. Or he's just generally losing some time now, as we got a yellow flag I think, because Ivor is gone. He's lost his wing as well. And it is a virtual safety car. No full safety car again. Kieran saying he wants to say Smith will win. No, that's definitely a curse because there's no way Kieran would let Smith win. Watch out, Kieran. You can't put any curses on people because it will backfire, which I don't hope. Which I hope is not the case, because that would have been even. Then Smith would just walk away with the championship. To be fair, 58 points. It's quite a big gap actually. But let's see. It's not over yet. It isn't as easy walk in the park as it's been in the past couple of races for Smith, as he really has to fight for this one if he does win at the end. But we're only on lap 10, so yeah, long race ahead. Snelling though has gone to the mediums again, but he's caught up. Oh, Dino with a drive-through penalty, speeding under the VSC, and he's losing some positions now. He's letting Kieran and Rodo past. Oh, that's annoying. A drive-through penalty, and will he serve it immediately? That's the question. He's putting some pressure on Cavalis, who's losing some positions. But Kieran, right behind Rodo, the DRS is activated because the virtual safety car doesn't disable the DRS. But Kieran has somehow lost out to Rodo, which is quite surprising actually. But now Tonček with the DRS. It's getting closer and closer, but it isn't enough just yet. Let's see behind. Matti now moving up to P7. As Dino drops to P14 outside of the points, which is a bit of a disaster for McLaren in the constructors wise, because they were doing quite well, gaining some points on Mercedes. Birch putting pressure on Leaky, but still Matti right behind Cavalis, who's done a great job as well, moving out to P6. Scoring maybe some decent points for Aston Martin, and Matti is looking at it, at a move, but he's not going for it. He waits for the next DRS, so just for the DRS zone. There's only two, but right after each other. But here's Tonček, 4/10. He's using his ERS and he's using the DRS to go for a move up the inside. Nope, he goes around the outside, and is it enough? Switch back. Oh, NXX not letting him do that. And now with ERS and DRS he's going to go around the outside here. Oh, doesn't seem to be working. Good defense from NXX, but now maybe can Smith have a go at him? No, doesn't seem like it, but some nice defending from NXX. He knew Tonček would try the switchback. He made sure he couldn't, so Tonček had to go even slower, and that made him stay ahead for the next spot. So smart driving there. Rodo now 1.6 behind. He's on those hard tires, so, and these guys are fighting, which would make sure that he doesn't lose too much time actually. Cooling the tires as well, where you're not behind. And we are going to have a part 2 of this battle. This time Tonček not using his ERS in the first part, but that means he might be under pressure from Smith. We'll follow from Smith is on board. As Birch overtakes Leaky, that must be on the main straight, but they're still fighting. Where's Leaky? Leaky is now under pressure, and Birch is immediately going for GUI. Oh, Matti now going past. As Cavalis made a bit of a moment. I just switched to that. Matti now up to P6. He's right behind Kieran now. But NXX still going on those soft tires. He's now done, well, 12 laps on them. Well, some of them being virtual and full course safety car. But yeah, he needs to. There's still 22 laps to go, so he needs to extend it by quite some laps to make sure that he could get to the mediums. That is a yellow flag, and that is Danos with a bit of a moment, but he seems to be going again. It is a short track. One of the shortest on the calendar. I think only Zandvoort and of course Austria are shorter. Let's see. Here is Tonček. This time he surely will go for it. He chooses the inside. He's just to go offline, and he is keeping the room for NXX. This time they're going side by side. Oh, Tonček squeezing him up the inside. NXX is up the inside, but late braking from Tonček on the racing line, and he is ahead for this part. Oh, NXX with a bit of a moment, and that makes sure that Tonček is now taking the lead of the race. Might be tire related as well, but it doesn't matter for Tonček as he is in the lead. And Beertje on those fresher tires, pushing for P9. Ahead of him is Gui. He started P18, and Gui is now fighting with Rusty for P8 on track. The Beertje is having a look. We'll follow on board from Routjen, so we got a good POV. No, a little heavy. Kieran still hasn't used his ERS. Now, you want to make sure that you use some of it every lap, because 100% will just slow you down, because you're not regaining anything. And as you can see, he's now under pressure from Matti, and Matti is already passed into P4. This will be, as NXX has gone in to box. Now Kieran is using some of it, but yeah, it's quite difficult to overtake. Oh, there's a lot of fighting going on, and Routjens is out, collision with Rusty, and we have a safety car, and oh, NXX just the wrong timing there, because everyone else will go into the hards or the mediums now, and he has lost out a lot of positions. He's just ahead of Dino though, and Dino will go in, but NXX, that is a really unfortunate timing. I saw, I think it was Gui, Rusty and Routjens fighting for positions, and then I switched, and Routjens is out, so two of the reserve drivers are out, which is not a good sign, but there's no reserves left anymore. I think everyone will go in now. Of course, shorted pit stop time during the safety car. Well, the pit stop doesn't become shorter, but of course the time you lose becomes shorter. And we see everyone going in. And that means that where does NXX end up? Everyone going to either the softs, the hards or the mediums, of course. But here's NXX, and he is coming just in front of Kieran, but behind Matti. Matti's now up to P4 after starting P17, and he is on the correct strategy, so he's gained already 13 positions now. But NXX on strategy has the better tire though, and same for Rodo, and he is in P5 ahead of Kieran. And Kieran will lose out a lot of positions in the championship as well now, but he will gain most of them on Rusty, as Rusty is currently in P14 outside of the points. Kabel is in P7, Beertje is P8, Gui P9, Leaky P10, so Leaky's lost quite some ground, I think. Thanos P11, Dino P12, he will surely work his way back up again, and Ivor is in P13 outside of the points. Rusty is in P14, Chaos P15, and Snelle Henk, he seems to be boxing quite a few times, as he almost struggling coming out of the pits. He is in P16, we're almost halfway through this one then. And some interesting races already after coming back. And we're entering the halfway stage, so yeah. Always the safety car periods when you're on your own is a bit of a struggle, but it does give me time to quickly check something. But there's no one to talk to except the chat, but of course you guys have a delayed response, which is not a problem, but it is difficult to keep a conversation going. Hopefully we're back with 2 next week. Now, it used to be fine on my own when we had like 8 guys in the championship, but this time there's a lot of going on with almost a full grid. But the safety car is going in again, so at the halfway mark we will have another shot. We basically have a 25% race now, all on fresh tires, and we need about 18 laps on the mediums from Roto, which is doable, but it is a struggle. But we will see. Does Tonchek have a good restart? As good as NXX had? Well, it isn't that good, but it is good enough currently. Let's see, we got a bit of a snake trail going behind as Roto is going for a move. NXX is going for a move as well. NXX is going around the outside. Roto's struggled on the traction. Now NXX is up to P3 again. And Kieran is... well, Matty's lost 2 positions, so Matty really struggling there. With NXX around the outside of Smith, and he's passed NXX up to P2. And NXX is flying. There's a yellow flag. That is chaos. Into the wall. He's lost part of his wing. But NXX is really pushing for this one. Maybe he's fired up after that unfortunate timing. Of course, just as we saw on his soft stint, he will struggle near the end, but now he's trying to overtake Rodo or Tonchek. No DRS available just yet, as of course it is disabled for the first, I think, 2 laps after the safety car, and that is either going round and Rusty potentially. But NXX did use a lot of his ERS, but he's now going for a move. Nope, he's staying behind. That means that Smith might go for a move. No, Smith stays behind as well. And then Rodo is now going around the outside. He had to brake later. But is NXX going for a move here? No, he's lifting, which is surprising. And that means he's locked up now. But yeah, a lot of fighting going on. I need to quickly... but look at the top 4 then. So close. Chaos unfortunately retiring in the pits. He said he's struggling around this track. And he doesn't see the finish line. But his teammate though, Rodo, having a look. Let's see. NXX now this time he's a bit closer behind Tonchek, but he's also under pressure from Smith. Smith has more ERS. And this is beautiful helicopter shot is helping me. But the top 5 is quite close. Birch is retired actually. He's gone straight on, and then it's another safety car. Oh, and Birch has got, yeah, he's gone straight on. That's unfortunate. Birch had some good pace. Matty's going in. Oh, Matty on those hards probably switches to the mediums. Well, he's losing some positions, but oh, Ivor speeding under the VSC. That is unfortunate. But yeah, this is all helping NX6 and Rodo here actually. And Matty is gone to the mediums. I think Snellenk and Ivor will do the same. Oh, Snellenk has gone to the soft. Surprise decision, but we already have well, 3 safety cars and we're not even, well, we just passed the halfway mark. So yeah, don't know if there's anything you want to discuss now, as we have more time for any discussions going on. Maybe yeah, the safety car will probably last for 3 laps as well, or 2. And we have to wait yet again. This takes a little bit longer, as I said. Maybe jinx myself there. It's still waiting time for another safety car. Of course, no one will probably go in, and yeah, there are not a lot of positions to be lost or gained, as we just had another safety car. As you can see, everyone is staying out. We're just going to do another lap then. The curves on Smith hasn't worked just yet, and he is ahead of his championship rival, Mr. Kieran. So yeah, we will see. 14 laps remaining. Takes about 4 minutes per 3 laps. Normally, under normal circumstances, which means that we would have, after the safety car restart, we will probably have about, well, 16 minutes left or something, 15 minutes. Dylan, which is Razorbeard, is saying he lost control at the corner before and then was going on the side off track to let others by, and when I came back on track the curb just let me go straight. Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. I think this it's the outside curve then, must have been. Yeah, maybe it creates a bit of, like, you bottom out and then you have no way to brake, which is unfortunate. Safety car is in. We have restart number 3. This time it's again Tonchek ahead of NXX. I was glad you enjoyed the race. I mean, it looked fun definitely from my POV. I hope you will enjoy staying till the end. But what a restart from NXX. He's right behind Tonchek, and Tonchek couldn't really get away. And NXX will immediately put pressure, but watch out for Smith. Smith is not that far behind. Tonchek defending. He's gone straight on. Smith now up the inside, and he takes almost 2 positions. Now he takes one of them as Gooey's dropped down. Oh, and he locks up NXX. But Smith really trying to get past now. And Gui is unfortunately the one that spun out. Oh, virtual safety car again. Why is that? Is Gui stuck? Oh, Gui stuck. Yeah, then you can reset the track, of course. No one around. I think that's fine if you're stuck. Because otherwise the game would disqualify you anyway, so. But yeah, virtual safety car this time. Watch out with the speeding, I don't want any drive-through penalties. And they're all going again, which is nice. Green flag is being waved. And Rodo's putting pressure on Smith, and this is for a podium position. But let's see, Smith had an amazing run though on that restart, on those harder tires. But here's NXX using the slipstream. Is he gonna go up the inside? I don't know. Tonček is trying to do the same thing. Brodo is trying to do the same thing on Smith. But NXX stays behind. Let's see, behind Kieran is also putting pressure on. Who's that? I had Rodo. Leaky behind Cavalis. Danos has a penalty. I don't know what for actually. Let's have a quick look. It's 3 seconds, probably track limits then. Tino up to P9, Matthew up to P10, ahead of Rusty who's in P11, and Gui is changing his wing. But Tonček is under pressure. What Tonček should do, or maybe what a strategy could be, is backing him up into Smith, let them fight, because NXX clearly has the tire advantage still at this stage because of all the safety cars and stuff. So maybe let him start to push as much as possible, get him to get some tire drag, and then you have the advantage. But of course it is, well, it's somewhat easy to defend, but also on the main straight it is quite difficult to defend, because once you're passed into turn 1 there's no way you can really take, because the car behind or the car attacking will have DRS again for the next part. No DRS just yet this time, which means that NXX is going around the outside. He's going to try it, going to switch back. You can see them picking up the rubber. And he should defend the inside, because NXX is going up the inside. Wow, he's staying behind Smith, really late braking. They're trying to force maybe a move, but NXX has a good run now. Or it seemed like he had a good run. He's not going to go up the inside here. Same for Rodo, sticks behind. But look at how close this is then for the lead. All within a second of each other. And Rodo is really pushing behind. He wants to get this podium as well, to get some sort of redemption out of the season. Maybe start of the new year being strong. But look how close everyone here is behind in the DRS. Down to Snellenhank. So the top 12 all within DRS of each other. We got one big DRS train. And let's see who will be the first one to break that train. And if NXX gets past, can he also push away outside of that 1 second? He has the ERS to do it, but so does Tonček, so this will be a bit of a game. DRS is enabled this lap, we're in lap 24. And let's see. Here he goes, more speed, trying to do the same. Oh, he's going up the inside. And Tonček doesn't see it coming. Tonček, oh, they comes right back across. Whoa, they got into where they crashed. NXX is out and he spins around. Oh, almost being hit there behind. Unbelievable how they avoided that. But Tonček and NXX crashed and NXX is out. And it's only a caution. There's no safety car here. Which is weird, but Tonček, ooh, I don't know, I think he might have got a penalty there. He moved across there. But I don't know if there's any damage. But that leaves Smith now in the lead. He saw the 2 cars ahead of him go off. And he's just gone straight through there. And maybe Kieran actually helped Smith there with his prediction. Smith is now up into the lead. Kieran though might take that P3 after Tonček his potential penalty. But yeah, NXX is out, and that is it was a big shock, to be honest. I mean, they wouldn't have expected the crash there, because they were all fighting quite fairly here up until that point. And Rodo now can smell the win as well. And Smith just needs to hold on, but how can he hold on for the rest of the race? Leakey is trying to have a move for P5, and Mercedes are looking strong in the constructors again. Saying, I think it's Murla in the chat saying, what did I witness? Yeah, no idea. Actually, I've never seen it actually. Swiping, well, they swiped across, but it was a big crash, and luckily no one got collected by NXX's car. But I'm surprised Tonček is still going, no damage, no front wing damage. I mean, of course he's ahead, but I thought they both went into the wall. Because he clearly lost some position, so he must have made some sort of contact. Maybe he has wing damage. Gui is retired, that's in the pit lane. So finishing this race will give you points then. As we already have 6 retirements and 2 AlphaTauris are out. And let's see, Kieran is putting pressure on Tonček. And Tonček is not that far behind Rodo. Does Rodo have the DRS? He does have the DRS. Kieran is not using any ERS, but there's an AI car coming out of the pit there. And that is going to block Leakey. Oh no! I once got taken out on the final lap here, exactly at that point, because of a guy retiring in the pit. So, and the car just being in the road, and I picked the wrong side because it turned that way, which is unfortunate. But yeah, Matty putting pressure on Dino. This is a fight for P7 currently, as Daniels ahead has a penalty. With Rodo outside of the DRS, that is Smith maybe having the tire advantage or just generally better pace. And oh, Matty and Snellenk are fighting. Matty might have made a mistake because he's now behind Rusty, and he's like far behind Rusty as well. So the Red Bull's down in P10 and P11. And we got the reaction from NXX in chat. I'm not going to repeat it on stream. Well, you could say that's some BS. Yeah, don't know if you need to add more to that. Matty is going in. I think he might have lost part of his wing then if he's going in. I can't switch to his front view, so... Oh, Tonček and Rodo. Matty speeding in the pit lane as well. And Tonček is getting past Rodo. Rodo doesn't have the DRS. Matty unfortunately retiring. That's a shame. He was doing quite well. Tonček back up to P2. This is all helping Smith, of course, and Smith might actually get away with this again, unless there is some sort of safety car, which I don't think will happen with this few cars. With Kieran fighting for that podium spot. Rodo still hanging on in there, and to be fair, Tonček might still be looking at a penalty, so these two guys might still be on the podium unless they take each other out. Get some sort of track limits or whatever. Kieran is... Well, Rodo has really gone through his tires, I think. Which is surprising because of all the safety cars and the virtual safety cars, but... He does have the DRS. And he has a good exit on the main side, but Kieran must see that as well, that his red light is flashing. And you know he's almost out, or he's out of ERS. As Dino gets past Danos, or at least, well, he's past now. He has the DRS. Danos with a time penalty as well is now being overtaken. Leakey fighting for P5 here with Cavalis. Cavalis having a strong race as well. Do have to say that. But let's see, Tonček, can he close in that 2.3 seconds it currently is to Smith? Smith really getting, that's his strength. Once he's in the rhythm, he can push on, and he will extend his championship lead by currently at least 10 points. I don't know who has the fastest lap actually. That is NX6, but he won't get the point for, no one will get the point for the fastest lap, or is it going to the next fastest lap? I'm not sure, because then it would be Snellenk actually with the point. Snellenk fighting for being 8 because of Danos' penalty currently. Well, let's see. Let's see if Smith is already back on the win streak, because I saw he's won a few races, but I can see somewhere race finishes, I think. And then we need to switch to Smith. Well, he's won the last round. He had a DNF before that, and then he's won. So we had 9 rounds previously. Keeping an eye on ahead of us, Rodo's attacking Tonček, but he's won 2, 4, 6. He's won 6 out of 9. He's going to be 7 out of 10 if he wins this one, which is a 70% win rate in a championship division that is quite close on pace, and that just shows his strength. Even at tracks he maybe doesn't like. But yeah, that's the strength, and there's a high chance that after the coming 5-6 rounds we will see him racing in the Prem. But we're not that far just yet. We first have a championship to complete, and it looks like Kieran has found the overtake button. He has so much overtake left for only 4 laps remaining. And Smith seems to be quite safe. Leaky is also playing a good game here, saving his ERS, and he will make some sort of late move. But Danos right behind Dino, and Snellenk moves up to P9 now. Rusty's in P10. He does get points, but he loses out a lot on Kieran, who's currently in 3rd actually. 4th, sorry. Well, we have 5 laps remaining. Or 4, I can't count. 35, 34, 33, 32. Yeah, 4. Because if you finish this one, then. And Smith has a lot of ERS as well, so if they do get close at one point, he has the ERS to defend. But they are fighting behind him as well, so I think Roda might be out of the DRS. We'll have to see. This is the moment that Kieran has been waiting for. Roda doesn't have a DRS, and he's using his ERS, but he has nothing to use, and the podium is slipping away then in the final laps here. And this is all helping Tonček as well. Kieran with a beautiful exit, and he's now passed. The question is, can he push on to Tonček as well? And Rodo unfortunately falling behind on that podium spot. Rusty re-overtaking Snellenk. That's not what I was expected to see, all almost crashing into each other there. But we got a battle for P5 as well, as Dino is closed in, and Rusty or Snellenk with the penalty for track limits as well now. And then it's probably him still in P10. But there are still some battles on track, and the race is certainly not finished yet. As we've seen throughout the race, a lot of battles. And Bircho, he's left the session. I thought someone else left the session. Oh! Tonček has spun! He's lost his wing, and this is all. It looks straightforward. I'm just flabbergasted by it. And that is, yeah, he will lose a lot of positions now. He's got no wing, but mistake in the final 3 laps means that Rodo is back on the podium position, and suddenly this fight has become for P4 now. And Mercedes could be doing some strong business here. And Rodo, well, he can push on because Cavalier is not that far behind actually, only 1.8. But yeah, he's still on the podium position. The question is, can he catch up to Kieran? This is of course helping Smith. I see some comments saying karma. Well, I understand that the AlphaTauri garage might say that, or maybe someone has put a curse on him, and that's why he's dropped down, unfortunately, as Tonček is now, well, basically in P10. Another position though for Snellenk, and Danos might actually keep his P7 as he's almost 3 seconds ahead of Rusty. Back to the front it is. Now the top 4 all missing out on the DRS, but Leaky still has it as we're on lap 34 of 35. And we got Leaky putting pressure on Cavalis. The question is, will he overtake on this lap or will he wait for the next one? It seems like he's waiting for the next one. Rusty, Rusty and Snellenk again fighting. Pit. Still go for the fastest lap, that's an extra point. And crucially putting him as they're equal points, surprisingly, the championship. But they're fighting for P4 in the championship and the collided as well. But let's see. It isn't over just yet. Dino is caught up. Danos is not that far off. Danos does have a penalty, but Smith is almost over the line now. Kieran has a 30% ERS to use for the final lap, it seems like, so he will not be under any pressure from Rodo unless he makes a mistake like Tonček, but I think he should be fine. And let's see, Leaky, this is the moment he's been waiting for. It's lap 35, the final lap of this race, full of incidents, safety cars and battles and drama, but it isn't over. Up the inside, late braking, switchback from Cavaliers. He's lost it on the traction a bit. Is Leaky now passed? No. This is deja vu. Wheel banging, but it seems like Leaky is passed, or is Cavaliers still up the inside there? Cavaliers is still up the inside, and here comes Dino around the outside. Can Dino has the run? Does he take a position off Leaky? He does take a position off Leaky. Leaky losing out a position instead of gaining one. And could Dino even end up in P4? This is crucial for McLaren in that championship fight, as they gained some more points on Mercedes. On the P2 battle, of course, as Smith is still ahead of Kieran. But we will have to go back to Smith, as well, Mr. Race, Mr. Race Day, you could say, will again win this race. He saw the gates open after a crash in front of him. He's controlled ever since. He has 95% of ERS left. He slows down to let his championship rival get close, but crucially he extends his championship lead even in 2024. It is Kieran with a P2, and I'm sure he will be happy with that. It is Rodo in P3, and I think that might be his first podium of the season. And a nice job from him. Cavaliers with a P4, holding on there in the end, with an amazing result for Aston Martin. Dino finishing P5 after that drive-through. Good comeback. Leaky P6. He will be maybe a bit disappointed with that after he was so close to P4. Danos finishes P7, some decent points for Ferrari. Rusty in P8, losing a lot of points to Kieran. But that fight is certainly not over yet. Snellenk finishes P9. Tonček, I think, got the fastest lap in P10. And then Ivor bringing it home in P11, collecting 2 points to round off this race. As this is officially the first race of 2024 in RPM, and there's many more to come. But this is a good indication that this year might be, well, full of drama and exciting races, but hopefully the winner doesn't stay the same every race, even in the new year. And you can see the Mercedes driver on the top step. He still hasn't set his flag yet, so he's from all over the world. He's Mr. Worldwide. And well, I'm sure they will enjoy the champagne. And yeah, that's it for the first race of the season. Now I did see someone joining in the commentary booth.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Second place. Not bad start of the year.
I mean, yeah, I'm very proud of that. I know, like, beginning of the race, I was kind of dropping places. It was a bit worrying, but
I mean, you unfortunately you lost out to Smith again. But I don't think I think P2.
Championship's over. Championship's over. Let's give it to Smith. It's Verstappen versus Perez this year. That's the title fight.
Yeah, the P2 is the new P1. They say sometimes.
Exactly.
But yeah, well, I don't know if you. Otonchik made a mistake at the end there. But did you see what happened with NXX? Because they were both in front of you, and all of a sudden they crashed.
I didn't see the initial contact. All I saw was an AlphaTauri. It was AlphaTauri.
Yeah, it was an AlphaTauri.
Yeah. Also, it was an AlphaTauri just fly to the wall and explode.
Yeah, that's what I saw as well. But to be fair, this I saw your dad putting in the chat that you wanted Smith to win as a prediction, but probably putting it as a curse. Unfortunately, it didn't help. But yeah, I think you cursed the wrong guys there.
I don't remember saying any of that, so I don't know where that come from.
Some bribery going on here, but yeah, well, the one you were in the fight with, basically in the championship, you could say, for P2, Rusty, he had a bit of a, well, eventful race, but he finished P9, so that must make you happy that you gained quite some points and maybe established the second place. As the new P1, of course.
Exactly. P1's over. That's the irrelevant place. Nobody wants to be P1. P2 is where it's at.
Yeah, and I do have to go with the final thing, as McLaren is still in the technically in the fight in the constructors. As what did you see what happened with your teammate, or did you miss what happened?
Well, beginning of the race, me and Dino were fighting a lot. Because he was fast on the straights, I was faster through the corners. So when he gained on me in the straights, I was like, do I let him pass or not? But then I can't remember how he got past, to be honest. But,
he ended up getting a drive-through. And well, to be fair, he made a move on the final lap, almost got 2 positions because of well, a Mercedes fighting. So you gained one. He gained 1 position on the Mercedes, but unfortunately you lost 1. But you were looking strong in qualifying. I mean, I think you were 2nd and 4th or something like that.
3rd and 4th.
Oh, 3rd and 4th. Yeah.
Some boring championship leader.
Well, to be fair, I was looking at you were so close in the qualifying, but Glader out of nowhere. I don't know if you have any reaction to that, but maybe he's.
Glader did start in Premier Division.
Yeah.
And so did NXX, and he's coming down now. So, and I'm still beating them.
Yeah, so maybe that is the sign for you to go up then, or
if they're ahead of me, if they're ahead of me, then it's just unfair that Premier Division come down. But if I'm ahead of them, that just shows how great of a driver I am.
Well, if you do, there's a high chance that you move up because of the championship results. Surely you don't want to become the inorganic of Prem, right?
Oh God!
Can you imagine?
That would be.
Or will you go down like some of the guys again after the pre-season?
Yeah, I just have to do that. Saying,
Well,
"Oh,
Inorganic is saying that he
this,
only that you only finished second because he couldn't race. So.
he wasn't there to take me out. That's why."
Well, congratulations on the P2, and hopefully a sign well for good results this year in 2024. Maybe you should ask Colin to come back so you get a one position higher.
Yeah, 100% podium rate this season all year. All year I've been on the podium.
Oh, who's gone almost 100% throughout the whole season is the other driver in the comms booth, which is Mr. Smith.
Hello.
Hello. So,
Happy New Year.
yeah, Happy New Year. Another year, another win, eh?
Yeah, it's a bit of a lucky one, but we'll take them.
Yeah, well, I said to halfway through the race, I said, well, Smith, it hasn't been the easiest race of him. It's been a bit more of a fight, but if he wins, he can tackle any challenge. And then all of a sudden, you had like a Rosberg Hamilton moment happening ahead of you, and there you are, P1.
Yeah, it's well, I don't particularly like Hungary, and I was doing a bit of rally in the winter break instead.
Yeah, I heard that.
So
yeah. Well, maybe it helped.
Good fun. Yeah, it's if you dip your wheel in the grass, it's you know how to handle it now. But yeah, I think there was one restart where I did kind of go for it against both of them, but they had the inside line. I think it might be in the second to the last one or the last one, and then after that, maybe it's the one before that NXX was behind and he came through because he just got the fresh mediums.
Yeah.
And I felt more comfortable being behind them and letting them fight and seeing if I could pick something up rather than being a sandwich. And yeah.
Well, that clearly paid off.
It was the right call.
Yeah. Well, we saw that I saw NXX car. I couldn't really see what happened afterwards because the whole screen, like they were as shocked as I was. But did they almost bounce back to you on track, or did you get through quite cleanly? Because I saw some guys really needed to avoid the incident.
I did have to jink left pretty quick, and there was a spray of debris.
So you almost got involved in it as well. Or?
I wouldn't have been surprised if my back wheel got clipped or something and it spun me around.
Oh yeah.
Felt that close. Yeah. So a bit crazy, but.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
I mean, afterwards, once from what I've seen, probably is the rhythm. Once you're in the rhythm, you're the strongest, and I know that from myself as well. But yeah, the first part you couldn't really get into the rhythm. All those safety cars and virtual safety cars. I mean, at some point it does get boring, right? Or was it just
me?
It's
frustrating because you're just driving at like 60.
Yeah.
Just warming tires is not as fun as burning tires.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it was so funny because there were some small DNFs or incidents that brought out the safety car, and then that big crash literally didn't even cause a virtual safety car. So
I think we must have hit the limit.
Yeah, probably already after 20 laps. But yeah, after that, I think it was a controlled race at the front, you could say, keeping the gap at 3 seconds.
Once I managed to break the DRS of Rodo, it was just didn't really have to worry about someone diving. So just get into the rhythm and just keep it consistent. Just manage it, bring it home.
Yeah, and letting Kieran get close there at the end, having a smell at the victory, but keeping it at a distance.
I was actually watching Cavalos and Leakey on the mini-map.
Oh, okay.
They were fighting for 4th and 5th, and I think Dino was in there as well.
Yeah.
And I could see them just flicking up and down on the timing screen, so
yeah,
keeping one eye on it.
Hoping your Mercedes, because in the constructors that's quite important as well.
Yeah.
Well, you will watch it back, I was watching it on board, he almost got the 4th, but at the end he finished 6th, so it's...
You win some, you lose some. Prefer
exactly.
to go for 4th than settle, so yeah.
Yeah, well, he had to go for it. He was under pressure and he saved up all his ERS, and yeah, it was a fun race. Definitely, I hope you will enjoy watching it back as well.
Absolutely, and another close qualifying.
Yeah, exactly. This was a very close one, and you got the congrats from Mr. Inorganic in chat as well.
Oh, fantastic!
And your fellow competitor also predicted this, but he might drive a McLaren, and he finished P2.
I never said anything. I never said anything.
I heard there came a prediction for you at the win, so they can go either to you or Smith to collect the money. But No, yeah, congratulations, and
Thank you very much.
well, getting closer and closer to that championship.
Yeah, 4 races.
I think
Is
5
it
still.
5 still.
Because
Just check the calendar.
16
I think it's
or
14.
14. Then we're almost done. Yeah. No, it's 14. I
Um,
think. Yeah.
14. So we have Austria next week, and then we have the
Oh.
sprint at the Netherlands. Then we've got Belgium and finale at Saudi Arabia.
Oh, so probably taking the championship maybe at my home race in the sprint. That would
That'd be
be
nice.
fun. Well, watch out for the weather though, because can be a challenge, especially right now because it's freezing cold here. It's literally like way too cold. But that's a different topic. We will discuss that once we're driving in Zandvoort. But for now, I hope you all enjoyed watching. This time, being on my own, it was a bit of a struggle, and especially getting used to it again after 2 week break. But yeah, it was an enjoyable one, and we are definitely back tomorrow. And I think we have quite a full grid as well. So make sure to watch that one as well. And for now, Happy New Year as well. And we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.